Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. And today we have our game up against Spartak Moscow, and it's the semi-finals of the Euro Cup. And I spoke about it last episode in the quarterfinal games that I'm not entirely sure why I had this fixture up against Spartak Moscow. I was pretty sure I was meant to be playing someone else, but I didn't fully understand that. But you guys seem to understand it a little bit more in the comments. But with that being said, I had my first leg up against Spartak Moscow, and it was away, and they managed to get the goal first, but fortunately for me, El Shaarawy manages to bring it back to 1-1 away from home, and I was doing all right with them. Spartak Moscow are such a great side with the likes of Wellington there, Ari as well, who's a quality player, and just as I say that, he gets a goal. But unfortunately for me, I couldn't pick up any sort of result away from home at Spartak Moscow, so it was my turn to host them at my home in QPR, and it was going to be a really tough game. They won 2-1, but I've certainly been in worse positions. We've seen it with the Arsenal game. I believe I lost the first leg 3-1 and managed to go through. So, it wasn't a horrible position, but it could certainly have been a little bit better. But with that being said, I had a game up against Southampton. Now, I'm a little bit pissed off. All of the recent games, there have been insanely congested fixtures. I spoke about this in previous episodes, but it's literally ridiculous. I honestly, I understand that, you can play Saturdays, and then obviously if you're a Champions League football player, you also play on Tuesdays, or if you're a Euro League, it can be Thursdays, or, you can even play Sunday games and things like that. But, I mean, the fixtures are just unreal, and they managed to score a goal there. Lee managed, and that is just, that's a BS goal, really. If you guys want to rewind and take a look at that, it's just a goal that shouldn't be going in, and I can't do anything to stop goals like that up. And they go 1-0 up, and in the 90th minute, another BS goal to make it 2-0. And it was just one of those games where you're just like, fuck you, EA. Fuck you. That was honestly how I felt. It was so annoying. I don't know about you guys, but I find this happens a lot to me during career mode. It's just the BS goals that come left, right, and center. But Gaita there, he was actually on the bench because Julio Cesar was complaining he wasn't getting enough first team action, so I was a little bit disappointed with that, but I much prefer playing Gaita. It was just a matter, I wanted to keep Julio Cesar a little bit happy, and hopefully I can sell him next transfer window, because he is aging on, and I'm not finding that he's too useful for me at the moment, and I definitely just want to make sure Gaita improves as a goalkeeper, and I reckon he could do really well for me, hopefully reach around like an 86 rating, maybe 85, I'm not entirely sure, but just in general do well. But I was looking at some formations. Things just clearly weren't working for me at the moment. I was going through a horrible patch of form, and this was the second leg, and I needed to win if I wanted to go through to the Euro Cup. And the board are expecting me to do well in this cup. They want me to actually win it, which I think is slightly unrealistic. This is my first time in the Euro Cup, and they want me to just go all the way through and win it. It seems relatively unrealistic. But with that being said, I did get quite a big injection as far as money goes. So I suppose they can expect certain things, but this was one of the objectives that I thought was, quite far-fetched. But nevertheless, I go into my game against Spartak Moscow, and unfortunately, Magidi makes an absolute belter of a run and just completely terrorizes my defense. With that being said, though, they managed to win themselves a corner in the 21st minute. He sails this bad boy in, and I actually do a pretty good job of getting rid of it. Merkel's a pretty strong header of the ball. He's really good like that. But, I mean, how do you stop those sort of goals? I don't know. I mean, it was one of those games. And if you guys don't know, if the computer wants to win a game, it will win a game. And it's simple as that. You can't do anything to stop him. If the computer just doesn't want to let you win, it can do anything it literally wants to. And you will end up playing up against a Barcelona-style play and end up conceding some way or another. But I go 2-0 down, and things were looking bad. This was bad times. Can I bring it back? I need to do something very special. It was going to be really tough. An absolute rocket of a shot there. Fellaini manages to win an aerial ball there. And another relatively BS goal. There's a lot of bouncing around the place. But Shaarawy brings it back there. And I was slightly hopeful. Could I do it? 2-1. As you guys can see, the aggregate was 4-2 to Spartak Moscow. I was going to need to do something special if I wanted to go through. And it was definitely something I was looking forward to. It was 60 minutes in, and I had to score, 3 goals. And that's a lot of goals goals to score. But Fellaini plays actually a really decent ball. But that kind of brings me on to my next subject, which is I'm going to be looking for a player who can really just play pinpoint passes. I got the likes of Merkel. He doesn't necessarily play pinpoint passes. Fellaini definitely isn't, you know, the pinpoint passer that I'm looking for either. He's more just one of those boss midfielders who will boss anyone around the place. But there it was. Ramirez manages to get the goal, and I was so happy with that. I thought this could be it, you know, and I thought genuinely this could be it. But it was 3-2, and that meant we were all level on aggregate. But unfortunately for me, Spartak Moscow would go through because they have scored more goals than myself. Just at their home game, you know, they won 2-1, and you know, they managed to get the goals away at QPR. So for that reason, if it stayed like this, they were going through. So I needed something special, but unfortunately that wasn't meant to be, as they absolutely punished me in the 90th minute, and that meant 3-3. I am out of the Euro Cup, and I was absolutely devastated. And in all honesty, my team is going through some awful form. Muriel isn't scoring like he was, and something is going to need to be changed. I'm going to need to sort something out, and it's just not good enough, really. And unfortunately for me, that means I'm out of the cup. But you know, we'll just have to see how the league goes. We got to concentrate on the league, and that's going to be our main objective, to get into a top 4 spot. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. It's gone a little bit downhill, but hopefully we can bring it back next episode. Have a great day. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.